Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Wizardry ESL edition. Justin is here with me today. Hi Justin. She is my colleague and works in our adult services department. She will be demonstrating all the digital services offered for free by our library to support ESL patrons. She will also demonstrate some databases that are Pronunciator, ProCitizen, OverDrive, and Hoopla, and how to browse for digital ESL materials, all available anytime, anywhere. Now I'll hand it over to Justin. Justin will be taking over. Hi, Justin. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, so I am Justine. If you are wondering who I am the Digital Services Librarian at the Clinton-Macomb. So my home desk is the Popular Materials desk on the first floor under the globe. So that is where you may find me.
She's gonna let me in pretty soon, but I haven't been.
Oh, okay, 1 minute. Okay, thank you. I let you in, Joan. That's
Okay.
good. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of go through my outline. Feel free to ask any questions whenever. You can yell, I guess is the best way to put it, or you can also put something in the chat. Also, if you have a specific second language you're interested in, just let me know and I can make sure that I kind of cover those ones. I will say in our collection, I would say Spanish is probably the one you will see the most, which is interesting. I would say it's probably just because nationally that tends to be the thing. Spanish is the second most taught language, but I don't know. Uma would probably be the expert on that, not me. But I'm going to get started. So let me share my screen. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to pull up the chat as well so that I have it to the side. Okay, so first we're going to start out with the home page. So I'm going to kind of walk through how to get to each of these resources as well so that you know where I'm talking about when I say, oh, this is here. So this is our regular homepage. If you put in Clinton-Macomb Public Library in Google, this is what's going to come up at the top. And this is basically where you're going to get to anything that I talk about. So we're going to first go to Hoopla. That's the first one we're going to cover. Now, sometimes this confuses people, but okay, you can, like, this is just one of the buttons of the many. So digital downloads and research are separate buttons. And we're going to be going to digital downloads for Hoopla. So let's click on that. Now, when it comes up, it is going to ask for your login. I will say, I did kind of skip a step and I am already logged in just because I thought it would be easier. Hoopla does require login information. So let's see. Yeah, you will need a library card and then it will ask you to independently put in an email address and a password. Most people put in their PIN number for the library as their password. But yeah, that is one of the disadvantages of this resource. You will have to have a library card. Besides that, Hoopla is interesting because you can get 7 simultaneous borrows no matter what. Everything is always available at all times. We don't get to choose what is on Hoopla. It is a, I guess just entertainment. Sorry, that's my cat. It is just entertainment. So lots of comics, movies, TV. I would honestly say the comics is probably the best resource on here, but there's also a lot of books and audiobooks. So if you want to search something, a big one that is popular right now is Bridgerton. I'm spelling that wrong. There we go. And they have a lot of them on here. So it helps a lot because when we had a huge waiting list for the ones that were physical copies or the ones that were OverDrive copies, which we'll get to later on, these are available all the time, no matter what, as long as you have 7 borrows. Each user gets 7 borrows a month and you just automatically go to it. So we're going to click. This is the audiobook. You can tell because I swear it just, yeah, here we go. It says it is part 9 of the Bridgerton series. It is a audiobook. So if you click on borrow, it'll tell you get it for 21 days. You click borrow title and you have it. So then once you go here, it's recently borrowed. I believe there's also, yeah, my hoopla, currently borrowed. It'll also show up here. Funny story. Yes, I was actually, you got me, Uma, because I was gonna say that was coming next. All right, so I'll finish up what I'm saying here and then go into that. So yeah, so basically I cannot show you the audiobook itself because there is actually a streaming limit on hoopla items. We found that out during one presentation. You can't stream any TV or music or anything from it, but I swear if I click it, it'll work. So yeah, I'll click it and then you'll see it. You probably won't hear it. And then it'll come up on the bottom. Now, most people use the app. That's the most convenient version. If you have any questions about using the app, we can get you started on that in the library itself. We also have provided handouts, which go over how to do that on both the Android and iOS. Sorry, I always confuse iOS and Mac. But yeah, okay, so now let's get into Uma. So she brought up, can you search by language? We do have a lot of Arabic other language materials. Oh, she meant that in general, sorry. So we have a lot of Arabic resources as well, just because most of our population.
Sorry to interrupt you, Justin, because since it's a ESL edition, people, they want to know if they have their language items. And also here for kids, you have mentioned even for adults and ESL materials and also other languages. If we do have, please help them out and we can show them that too. That's all. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, if you are wondering, Arabic is another one that has a lot of. Okay, so now let's get into the ESL capabilities. So as I said, you won't be able to see the movie, but I will try and show you what I'm talking about when I get to it. First, we'll cover advanced search because that's where you'll be able to find different languages. So I will put in, I'm not going to put anything into title because I don't know what's going to come up. But if you go down here to languages, it'll tell you what languages they have stuff in. So I'm going to say Italian. So we'll put in Italian, click on submit. Now this is going to bring up every single thing that is in the Italian language. So as you can see, there are 2003 items. So we're not going to go through everything here, but it is here. So you can do this with a bunch of other languages. I think Spanish is the one that has the second most. Like I said, Spanish tends to be, yeah, has way more than Italian, tends to be most covered in national stuff like hoopla. Trying to think. Oh yeah, Uma had asked me to show the subtitles as well. Let's do an English movie so I can show you how to get to the subtitles for a different movie. So let's go to browse movies. Should come up with English. Okay, yeah, I don't know what this is, but we're gonna click on it and hopefully it'll let me play it. All right, yeah, and you probably will be unable to see the picture, but let's pause it. Okay, so there is a little, can you guys see the menu at least that's coming up? You shouldn't be able to see the movie, but you'll see like the play button,
yeah,
pause button.
No,
okay.
Yeah, play button, pause button is
Okay.
there. Yes, we could see
good.
It.
So up
and
here,
also settings, the settings button also there, like a flowery stuff.
Yeah, like I said, it's bizarre. It doesn't show the movie, but it shows the menu. So yeah, streaming, it's a thing. So if you go up here in the top right corner, this gear is going to be your key for subtitles and everything. So it'll let you know what subtitles or audio they have. Looks like for this one, they actually don't offer any. That's not good. Wow. Okay. Well, that's awkward because if they did have it, it would be here, but it is not. So, yeah. So you can also click on caption settings. It'll let you change how the captions look and everything. So it's a pretty nifty tool, I'd say. I believe that's everything to cover here. Does anybody have any questions about the ESL stuff or any of the more advanced stuff with Hoopla? Okay, so next we're going to move on to OverDrive. This one, same thing. I'm going to reset. All right, so we're on the home page. This one is the same thing. You go to the O, says digital downloads. I'm going to sign in. So it'll tell you more titles may be available. Sign in to see the full collection. So I'm going to select Clinton-Macomb. I'm going to put in my library card. All right, and then it shows me all the extra stuff that we have for the library. Now, OverDrive is another one where you will need a library card. I am sorry. That is a thing. I think that the reason why is because for a lot of our personal titles, they ask that you are in the Clinton Township or Macomb Township area and have proof of a driver's license to show, because a lot of the advantage titles, they're only available to us. That keeps the holds line down. So a lot of people like to take advantage of that if they live in the area. So I think that's the reason why. But yeah. So let's get started on kind of the general stuff. OverDrive on the internet will be OverDrive. If you are using the app, it's going to be called Libby. It's this purple thing right here. You can change her skin color, so she's not always Caucasian. But yeah, so when you download it, it will be Libby. We also have resources for that. It's provided in the handout. And you're going to sign in pretty similar. It's going to ask for your library. It's going to ask for your card, all of that. So basically, I'll do the same thing here and check out a book. OverDrive is ebooks and audiobooks. So what you're going to see here is everything that is actually available. It looks like our nonfiction purchaser just bought a bunch of stuff, so that is useful. And then we also have like curated shelves down here. So these are all the popular ones that are going out. We also have sections for teens and sections for kids. I'll go through those just quickly. I think we had to buy more Harry Potter because we ran out. But yeah, because yeah, this is the new shelf. So it'll tell you, oh, this just came in. So let's go back to what our nonfiction librarian just bought, because we can check one of these out. So let's check out Conquering the Pacific. We're going to click borrow. And then once you click borrow, you get OverDrive books for 14 days in comparison to the 21 days. So that's the interesting part about OverDrive versus Hoopla. OverDrive has more variety and it has more of the popular stuff. However, you may have to wait for it. We got lucky here because this just got purchased. We're getting it right away and we're going to click borrow. And then we can choose to read it with the Kindle. We're going to choose not to do that because it would go into my personal Kindle account. So we're just going to exit out of that for now. So let's go back.
Can you search some ESL materials also?
Yes.
And it is there, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I did it last time and they have a lot of ESL materials. If they want to learn English, they can search, I think, right, Justin?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Before I get to that, I just want to mention, this is what I was talking about with the wait list. So if you see this, this is a very popular, I think these are both these are both hot reads for this month. So you will see at the top, it is waitlisted. It will not let you check it out right away. It will put you in a line. And it's going to estimate that the wait time is about 12 weeks. So this is what I was talking about with the Hoopla versus OverDrive. You will have that when you use it. So let's get into the ESL stuff. Okay, so I tend to prefer the advanced search when looking for other languages. It just helps. So you can either choose to put in a title, like for example, we know The Reckoning is here. If you put in The Reckoning, it'll come up, but it will probably be the English version. So what you're gonna wanna do, so yeah, see this is the English version. So if you go down to advanced, click on it right here, you can go to languages. So let's do Spanish. We'll do Castilian. Okay, and then click search because we just want to see everything. All right, so then everything comes up. So we're getting 359 results. I believe a lot of it is actually magazines, which is interesting. So a lot of people.
Can we limit to the even age group also, Justin?
Yes. Yeah. So let me do that real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
Audience, maybe we should do that, I think.
So let's put it back to Spanish. All right. And then we're going to, sorry, here we go. We don't want mature adult. We'll do general adult.
Yeah, general adult.
All right.
And
So we'll
maybe
search that. All right. So this has got us down to 245. All right. And yeah, mostly magazines that are going to come up. So that's actually one of the most used resources for ESL in here. We have so many foreign language magazines, especially like Spanish, German, Italian. You will find a lot of them here. So if you go through, they keep the latest issue in here. And what's interesting about magazines is that you can check them out right away, as opposed to you have to wait. They let you do the simultaneous use like Hoopla. I will narrow it down even further and see if we can get a book. So give me a second, because yeah, this is all magazines coming up. All right, we're going to put in Spanish. We're going to put in general. We will put in all ebooks. That should give us no magazines. Here we go. All right, so looks like this is, yeah, this is the Spanish Ready Player One. So this is always my big tip off. One, the description is going to be in Spanish. So even if the title Ready Player One is in English, if you go to the description, it will almost always be in the language it's supposed to be. Also, it will tell you in the corner what it's supposed to be as well. So you never accidentally check out the wrong thing. Helps a lot. Yeah, I think, because yeah, I don't know about audiobooks. We'll check audiobooks right now. That's the one that I'm not really sure how much we have. Let's see. So we'll go all audiences, general adult, formats. Let's see. All audiobooks. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Audiobooks are very expensive. I'm not surprised about this. So we also share with the Suburban Library Cooperative, and we try to get as much as possible. However, usually because of budget constraints, it's extremely hard to get audiobooks. So yes, I apologize. I am sure there are others in other languages. Uma would probably be the one to help you out in getting those the most. I know that Mel.
Yeah, there are a lot. I mean, if we put like other languages, like if it's not fiction or non-fiction, ESL, if we put search, I tried last time, but I don't know now. We just try that ESL, then you get a lot of ESL study materials. I see ESL learning, ESL, just ESL, English as a second language. And see, you get a lot of English made easy, a lot of ebooks for ESL if they want to learn English. And then for fiction, maybe narrow it down by fiction materials and then go by language. Arabic, if you put Arabic, then you get like I just searched like without, I mean, Arabic, Spanish, like that, and you get it.
Come on, advance. There we go. All right, let's try Arabic. We'll do the general adult.
General adult and last time, maybe Hoopla, I think, maybe you get a lot of items.
Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like you end up getting more. So yeah, let's go to Hoopla.
Search ESL and search like ESL maybe.
Let's just put an ESL.
Just ESL. Yeah, see, you find at least some decent varieties and idioms if they want to learn idiom, English idioms. Is in games, ESL teaching, ESL grammar.
Mhm.
Okay.
So if any students, if they want to learn English, if they are not able to come to the library, and at least some materials are available in Hoopla, they can check out these items with their library card. When you search ESL, you will be able to see few books here.
Yep.
Mhm.
And just
Yeah.
remember, Hoopla, you can get anything whenever you want, 7 a month. OverDrive, it is however many you want, however, it is limited by the holds list, like a physical copy. So yeah.
Yeah, that is really good. Thank you, Justin. And
Yeah.
here, do we have fiction? If we can search advanced search by languages,
Yes.
maybe a lot of fiction materials in different languages if they
Yeah.
want to.
I was gonna say, when we did the Spanish one, we got a lot. Let's do Arabic.
Yeah, I think we do have.
I'm not gonna take that out just so that we can find
Mhm.
everything. Come on. There we go. All right, submit. Yep, there we go. So we're getting 242 results.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, they can come to the library. We have international language collection shelf in upstairs. And also, if you cannot come to the library, you can go to Hoopla and check out these fiction materials. We have a lot of collection, like 242, as Justin said.
So yeah. All right, so let's get into the stuff that is not borrowing materials. We're going to get into some databases. It's exciting.
That's
yeah.
Justin's part.
Yeah. So the first one we're going to talk about is Pronunciator. Now, I apologize because this is kind of a confusing database, but it will make sense when I show you what's going on. So in order to get to the databases, you can do two things. You can either click on research, or there is the advanced research tab over here. It's usually easier to get to it from here. We're going to go down to Pronunciator. Come on, language learning. All right. Again, this is one, if you are outside of the library, it will require a library card. If you are inside Maine, North, or South, all three of our branches, you will not have to put in a library card. It will automatically authenticate for you. So that is one advantage of just coming into the library. You won't have to, deal with the library card stuff. All right, so let's log in. Now, here is the interesting part. You can choose to either make an account or just continue as a guest. I would recommend, if you are really devoted to using the database, to make an account, because then it'll save your progress. If not, just put in your email and that's going to be your student name. I've already filled stuff out, so we're going to log in.
Okay, here I have a question for you, Justin. And when they create that one with their email address, and they have to put their password with their own, like a password, right? So I just want to let them know, any password, whatever you want, you can just, or you can use your library card number as your password, or you can choose whatever you can remember.
Yep. So yeah, it is like Hoopla in that respect. It will have independent credentials aside from your library card. So yeah. All right, so we're gonna launch the Pronunciator. Now, when you log in, it's gonna ask you what your native language is. So I put English, and let's put, I want to learn, we'll do something really out there. Mizo, there we go. So when you do that, it'll come up with 4 different tracks. So daily lessons will let you do a short daily lesson every day. It'll usually be different because when you have an account, it'll save your progress. Personalized courses, they are usually longer daily lessons. The main course, this is going to actually, I want to say it's like school, but not really, because it is less formal, but it does give you more of the lesson plan kind of feel to it. And then learning guides will give you more like culture, stuff like that. Like it'll add, it's almost like how in the textbook, they'll have extra paragraphs about culture and everything. So let us go to daily lessons. You can choose beginner, intermediate, or advanced because it is a, if you're short on time, we're going to do beginner. We'll do today. and then it's going to make a custom thing. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. So right now it is set to audio. You can either choose to download it or increase the speed. So that's pretty great. You can also fast forward and rewind.
We listen to it at least once lesson, or we can't now? Can we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I should put it to.
Yeah, audio.
There we go. Are we
I
in a
don't know.
single here? There you go. I could not pronounce that with how little I was listening. I apologize. But yeah, it's a lot like the radio. Back in the old days when you would get the tapes and it would ask you to repeat after you for a certain phrase. And then I'm personally a quiz person, so you can choose to do the audio where it's like, you know, it sends something back to you, or you can do a quiz. Oh, it's asking us if we're single again. Yep, there we go. And then I believe, yeah. Oh, I don't know that one. All right, we're gonna go back so that I don't embarrass myself. Okay. So yeah, personalized courses, we'll click on that. It's pretty, like I said, pretty the same. You create it though, so you get to choose topics and stuff you want. So for example, I work in a library, I would put, I want book related stuff so that I can learn the language around books, or like if you're working in maybe a kitchen or something, you want to learn stuff around the kitchen. Main course, language learning levels. So this is where you can choose like different types of vocabulary to learn. So if you want to learn like nouns, verbs, making complete sentences, getting to a conversational level, stuff like that. And then, yeah, like this is what I was talking about. It'll be like, oh yeah, if you're traveling during COVID-19, essential phrases, or here's an 8-week travel prep if you're planning to go to this country. So yeah. And then it'll have a different thing for you every week. There's also drills in this one, but I think it makes you, yeah, it makes you get through everything. It doesn't let you click on drills. It tries to keep you to your schedule. So yeah, let me show what it looks like if you are not doing English as the first language. So let's do Italian. And then we're gonna say we'd like to learn, we should do something different. That's not a romantic language. We'll do Japanese. Why am I losing it? Wait a second. Oh, it's in G. Sorry. I was like, wait a second, where's J? Does not exist in Italian, it's G. Okay. So yeah, if you go to daily lessons, it's gonna be the same thing. It's just going to be in your native language instead. So if we go to beginner, click on September. So yeah, everything is going to come up just for you instead. So yeah, there you go. So this part is going to be in Italian. And then when we get to like the radio readback part, it's going to be Japanese to Italian. So yeah. Same thing with the test, you know, it's gonna have, all right, it's doing the stuff, okay. But yeah, it's gonna be same thing, has Italian to Japanese instead of English to Japanese. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for Pronunciator. Like I said, it is a very weird thing because it's just, I don't know, it feels like it's kind of all over the place. If you have any questions about it, let me know.
I don't see any chats here. If they have, please post your questions even through chat, or you can ask questions. If you raise your hand, I will unmute you and you can just ask questions if you do have anything. Please let me know.
So yeah, pretty much everything about Pronunciator though. Let's see, this was an interesting one. So we used to actually have Sorry, this is the handout you guys are getting. There we go. Let's go to CMPL again. All right, so we actually used to have a database called ProCitizen, and it was over here. I found out what happened to it. Me and Uma discussed it. I just wanted to briefly mention the reason why we are not talking about it, even though it was in the newsletter. We found out it was discontinued by the SLC. It used to be a database that was for helping people get citizenship. So it would have tests and stuff in order to go through that process. I don't know why it's gone. That is an SLC question, not a me question. I would have to ask our representative there. So just wanted to briefly touch on that. And we're gonna get into, let's see. Yeah, so there are a few other databases I wanted to briefly mention. As I said, Spanish tends to be the one that gets a lot of attention. So let's go to here. We're going to go back to research. So just to briefly touch on the other stuff. This is for anybody whose first language is Spanish. It is an encyclopedia completely in Spanish that we get. It is meant for kids. So if you have ESL children at home, this is a really useful thing to use for school and whatnot when you're doing your research and they have to do those, you know, what is it called? The little research papers where they're like, I need to do zebras or whatever. So definitely recommend this. Let's go back. So let's also touch on Reference Latina. This is another one that we get through the SLC. But this one we have, yay. Let's see. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Oh, you know what? I think it's actually on the advanced page. So let's go over there. Going to advanced research, go down. I should mention, by the way, so our advanced research is split up into subjects. So if you are ever looking for anything, for example, auto and home repair will be up here. Art and literature will be here. We have a section that has, let's see, language and citizenship. As you can see, Pronunciator is there. Let's see. That's weird. It was literally here the last time I was looking at it. Huh. You know what probably happened? There was recently an outage yesterday with Mel, and I'm wondering if it disappeared because no, it didn't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mel is constantly having issues. It's a whole thing. If it's ever down, please let us know and we will contact Mel. We had to do that yesterday. So, okay, this is Reference Latina. Basically, it has Latinx information about different cultural aspects, and it has it in Spanish. So very useful if, again, I would say this is probably aimed toward high school students, like ESL high school students, those who are Spanish is their language. So then, as you can see, it's got all the different articles and everything that are in these databases when you click on a specific subject. So that's just a good one to remember. Let's go back to the home page and let's get to the more interesting ones that I would say are aimed toward adults. So we've got LinkedIn Learning and Gale Courses. Now, Gale Courses is really cool because it has multiple stuff or multiple things you can learn, not just like ESL related stuff. It has courses about photography, courses about like, oh, I want to learn how to creative write, stuff like that. So it does require a sign-in. That is another thing about it. It's going to be like Hoopla and like Pronunciator, where you will make an independent password. So make sure you save it. I'm using my work one. So let's sign in. All right, so when you're in Gale Courses, it'll give you a home page. This is my home page. So let me search up ESL. So these are the two classes that they have. Let's see, they've got the grammar one and they've got writing for ESL. These are like little short classes. So the cool thing about these two is that I believe that it does not matter what your first language is. You can just sign up and they will help accommodate you. And it's like the interesting thing about Gale is that it's actually scheduled. So it holds you accountable to get stuff in certain date periods. For example, the session start date is September 15th. So it did start yesterday. You would be a little bit behind if you decided to enroll today. And then your next due date would probably be the week after that. I've taken a few Gale courses and that tends to be how it goes. You have a due date every single week and you have to get, you have to cover it for the next 4 to 5 weeks. But it's a really nice, I want to call it mini, but you do learn a lot from them. I took some coding classes where it was like, you learned the basics of coding to the point where you felt like you had a grasp on what you were doing and you could go further and actually figure out, stuff on your own by Googling and everything. So this is definitely something to look into. Same thing, writing for ESL. Let's see. I'll show you like the languages for fun. Now this one, they're mostly aimed toward if English is your first language. So for example, I know they have like a conversational Japanese class. If you are trying to learn Spanish for law enforcement, Spanish in the classroom, instant Italian, if you're planning on taking a trip to Italy and you're like, oh, I want to get some phrases in. So yeah, just remember those are aimed toward English as first language. You will be learning something else. The ESL ones are specifically made to help learn English though. The other one that is interesting, sorry, I keep wanting to click on this because I think it's opening a new window. So let's go just to CMPL. The other interesting one is LinkedIn Learning. I believe this one is also an account one. Let's see. What the heck? Did they mess up the link again? This is what I'm talking about. They got me looking awkward on a live thing because they messed up the link. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's see. Yeah, the library doesn't have access. All right, I see how it is, LinkedIn. I see how it is. All right. Well, LinkedIn, I'll talk about you, but I guess I won't show you. So LinkedIn Learning is another one that is going to require an account. That's why it's telling me I don't have free access right now, because what happens is we get a link that we put on our website, and then that link enables people to create accounts under the Clinton-Macomb umbrella. And basically that's how you can save classes and progress and everything. And if you have specific videos that you like, you can also save them to your account. Like I said, it does require an account, so you will be putting in email and password credentials. The thing about LinkedIn Learning is that most of the ones on their website are going to be for, what's the best word for it? Like professional development, I guess is the best way to put it. So how to make resumes, how to do Word, how to learn Excel. And there are a few classes. For example, I believe there is one where it's like interviewing for a job as an ESL person in America, stuff like that. So it definitely gives you tips and tricks. And sometimes they're just brief videos. Like I believe the ESL one for interviewing is only a 15-minute long video. Sometimes ones like the Excel one are full classes because there's so much you can learn, and then they'll be split up into multiple classes if it's a really complex topic. I will say most of the content is oriented toward English as your first language. However, you can find stuff on there. So yeah, I believe that's everything I wanted to talk about there. That is everything from me. Uma, did you want me to kind of touch on anything else?
I think you did a great job, and if they have any questions, we can always help them out. If they want to know more about our ESL resources, what we have. These are the digital downloads, research, and I think you have done everything, looks like.
Thank
Anybody
you.
has any questions, please? We can stop sharing, and maybe if we have any questions, we can see them and ask them, right? Mhm.
All right. There you go.
Hello, and I will unmute everybody. Please, you can, if you have any questions, please feel free and ask us, and we will try to help you.
Song.
I did ask Song to unmute. He's our learner, ESL learner, right? I know. So I am familiar with Song. Yeah. And also, if you are not able to ask, and you can also post your questions through chat session, and we will be happy to help you. Please use chat or question answer session, anything, if you are willing to post some questions. Do you think that today's session is very useful to you?
I like the information about the Gale courses and the LinkedIn.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
look into LinkedIn. So don't worry, it'll get fixed. I bet what's going on right now is that you can access it from within the library and not remotely. That's why I wasn't able to get in. So if you go into the library, you will probably be able to access it right now. So yeah.
You tend to forget of that those databases and materials are there.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
you think of the library as just a physical library, and you kind of forget that those research tools are there.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, that's the only reason why we are having these sessions, to let the patrons know that it's not only physical library, you can get online too. And a lot of our patrons not able to come to the library for so many reasons, not even pandemic, many other reasons. But still, you are not too away from your library. It's in your fingertips, and you can click on it, and you will get a lot of resources.
Well, I think that the pandemic kind of helped people realize that electronic resources aren't a scary thing. I mean, it's pretty easy to do if you know the simple tools, and
Yes.
it's there for you if you need it.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Uma,
Mm-hmm.
this is John. I'm just curious. You mentioned song. Do you know how many ESL learners are participating in this session?
No, because only Song is the only person logged in, John.
Is he actually in on it, or?
He is there, but
Oh.
he muted himself, and I did give him permission to unmute, but I'm not able to hear anything from Song. Maybe he is not able to. I don't know what's his connection. I don't know.
He may not know how to unmute himself.
Yeah, but at least he can put a question in the chat box. Let me try to hello Song. Maybe I can just tell him.
Because for song, electronic is
Sorry.
probably the only way he gets to participate.
Yeah. And also there, as a Song speaks Chinese.
Pardon me?
What language does he speak? Chinese or Japanese? What? Chinese, right? I know we do have, right, Justin, we do have Chinese languages also. As Justin showed, he can go into Hoopla, and based on languages, he can choose Chinese. And I think we do have some Chinese
Yes.
collection also on Hoopla.
Do you have Cantonese and Mandarin?
Yeah, can you show one more time? Can you share your screen, Justin? Could you please?
Yes. Give me
Thank you.
1 second. All right, so we're heading back in. Yep, I see you in the corner. Let me just get the chat going in case Song says something. Okay, so
I will
let's
also
go
help
to-
you. Don't worry. I will also help you. I'm keeping in touch with the chat.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So let's go to advanced search and see what it says. Okay, so Cantonese, and then you were asking Mandarin was the other one?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, okay, so
Okay,
Cantonese and Mandarin.
Yeah,
Is
we
that-
can.
I never know which is, I mean, I never know who speaks which one.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, we do have a few of them,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Like 120.
Yep.
yes, that's
And
great.
then
Because we have a
Cantonese.
lot of Asian ESL students.
All right, so it does look like we have more Mandarin than Cantonese, but we do have Cantonese as well.
I think that's typical.
Mhm. Okay, that's, I mean,
Thank you.
it's good that we have it. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let me stop sharing. There you go.
Oh, please share. No.
Yeah, Justin, Joan, and also John is not, we are not able to see you, John,
He's
but
there.
they are our ESL tutors, and the Song is our ESL learner. And today,
Okay.
so we have a very good group. Mike,
Mhm.
I didn't see you before, but we are very happy that to have you here for this
Mhm.
class. And
Thank you.
so, yeah, ESL, so we do have a lot of ESL resources, and these ESL tutors are keep asking to do this kind of classes. Sometimes I stop by, I did show them, but this is really very helpful, Justin, what you did today. We are very, very happy, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Justine.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much to both of you.
'Cause
Thank you.
I'm kind of clueless about how to use the library. Now,
Mhm.
now they have a class in high school about doing it. And some of my information is kind of ancient. So this is good.
Thank you. Thank you. Kudos go to Justine, and
Yes,
she's
thank
our database librarian. As she first mentioned, she works at Popular Materials, but we are all in the
Yes.
same main library. We work
Mhm.
in the same main library. And so we thought this is our library welcoming week of this one for immigrants. So we thought we can have this class and show them
Mhm.
what online resources are available here in our library for ESL patrons.
Thank you for arranging
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all for attending this class.